I'm 91 years old, and I live alone. And people have weird ideas about that, about loneliness in old age. Either they think it's sad all the time, that I'm sitting there crying, waiting for someone to come. Or they think I got over it, that I learned to be alone, and now I'm happy and peaceful. Well, no, neither one. The truth is more complicated, more strange, more unpredictable. Some days loneliness is a gift, a blessing, freedom. And some days it's hell. It crushes me. I think I can't take one more day like this, and I don't know which one it's going to be when I wake up. That's the truth. My name is Mary Dawson, and on this channel I say truths about aging that nobody else says, about real loneliness, not the pretty version, about bad days nobody mentions. If you want the raw truth, subscribe, because I'm not going to romanticize this. Today I'm going to tell you what loneliness really is. At 91, living alone. Not the movie version, not the I learned to be alone and I'm wise version. The real version, with good days and horrible days and everything in between. Because look, loneliness isn't one thing. It's not simple. It's like the weather, sometimes sunny, sometimes a storm, and you never know which one it's going to be. I'll start with what people don't expect to hear. Sometimes I prefer the loneliness. Yes, I said it. There are days where I wake up and think, good, today I don't have to see anyone. And it's relief, pure relief, because being with people is exhausting. At 91, it's very exhausting. You have to talk, listen, pretend to care, be pleasant, and sometimes I don't have the energy for that, for any of that. So those days, loneliness is perfect. I wake up when I want, have breakfast in silence, read, watch television. I don't have to explain to anyone why I didn't shower, or why I'm in pajamas until 3 p.m. It's my house, my time, my life, and nobody judges me. Nobody asks me for anything. Nobody needs anything from me. And that sometimes is the best thing in the world, especially after spending 60 years giving, serving, being available. Not now. Now, if I don't want to talk to anyone, I don't, and it's okay. Or at least that's what I tell myself. But then there are the other days, the bad days. And those are, oh God, those are horrible. Those are days where I wake up and the silence crushes me. Where the silence isn't peace, it's emptiness, it's absence. And I look around and think, nobody knows I exist. Nobody is waiting for me. Nobody needs me. And it hurts. Hurts in a way I can't really explain. Because it's strange, right? You spend 60 years complaining that everyone needs you, that you have no time for yourself. And then you get here, and nobody needs you. And it turns out it hurts just the same, or more. Those days, the phone doesn't ring, the door doesn't knock. Nobody writes. And I'm here, alone, completely alone. And I start thinking strange things, dangerous things. If I died today, how long before they'd notice? I've talked about this in my death video, but I think about it a lot, too much, especially on the bad loneliness days, because it's real, it's possible, it's probably likely even, that something happens to me and nobody knows for days. And that terrifies me, keeps me awake. So those bad days, loneliness isn't freedom. It's a prison. It's terror. And there's nothing you can do about that. Just endure it. Wait for it to pass. Sometimes I call someone, Elizabeth or one of my friends. Hi, how are you? And we talk about nothing, about everything. And it helps, a little, temporarily. But when I hang up, the silence comes back, the loneliness comes back, and it's still there, waiting for me. And here's something nobody says. Loneliness has texture. It almost has taste. There's soft loneliness. That's calm. That's like a warm blanket. And there's rough loneliness. That scrapes. That hurts. And you can't choose which one you're going to get that day. It just comes, and you have to deal with it. The soft loneliness arrives on Sunday afternoons, with tea, with a good book, sitting in my armchair, with sun coming through the window, and I think, this is okay. I'm okay. I don't need anyone right now. And it's true. In that moment, it's true. But then that same night, the loneliness changes. It becomes heavy, dark, and I'm in the same house, in the same chair, but it feels completely different. The silence that was peace in the afternoon is emptiness at night, and I don't know why. I don't know what changed. I just know that suddenly I feel terribly alone, abandoned almost, and nobody prepared me for this. Nobody told me it would be like this. They tell you, learn to be alone, like it's a skill, like you can master it and be done. But that's not how it works. Because it's not that I don't know how to be alone. I do. I've been alone for 12 years now. But knowing it doesn't make the bad days any easier. It still hurts, still scares me, still feels hard. And there's an enormous difference between being alone and feeling alone. You can be alone and feel good, accompanied by yourself. Or you can be alone and feel abandoned, forgotten, invisible. And sometimes it's the same situation, the same house, the same day, but it feels completely different. And you can't control which one it's going to be. It just happens to you, and you respond as best you can. I've developed tricks, strategies, things that help on bad days. I call someone, go for a walk even if I don't feel like it, put on music. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The really bad days, nothing works, and I just have to endure it. Go to bed early. Hope tomorrow is better. And usually it is. Usually the next day improves, but not always. Sometimes it's 2 bad days in a row, 3, and those are the worst. Because you start thinking, what if it doesn't get better? What if it's always like this now? And you get scared. You get very scared. Do you also live alone, and some days does loneliness crush you? Do you also have days where silence is peace, and days where it's torture? Or do you know someone older living this and keeping quiet about it? Tell me in the comments. Because we need to talk about this without romanticizing it. And if this video is making you feel less alone in your loneliness, subscribe. Because I'm going to keep telling the truth about aging alone, without filters, without pretty lies. Your subscription helps me keep breaking the silence. And look, there's another thing nobody says. Loneliness changes you. Not for good or bad necessarily. It just changes you. It makes you strange, odd. You start talking to yourself a lot. All the time. At first, it scared me. I thought, I'm going crazy. But then I read it's normal, that people who live alone talk to themselves, because you need to hear a human voice, even if it's yours. So I talk, to myself, to the cat I don't have, to the television. What nonsense they're saying. I'm going to make tea. Where did I put my keys? All day long, entire conversations with myself. And when someone comes and hears me, they get worried. But that's because if I don't talk, the silence is too much, too heavy. So I talk, and it's okay. Or I tell myself it's okay. Loneliness also makes you forget how to interact with people. I go days without seeing anyone, without talking to anyone but myself. And then someone comes, Elizabeth, or the neighbor, and I don't know what to say, how to act, how to be normal, because I forgot. I forgot how to make casual conversation, and I say strange things, or I stay quiet too long. And it shows. People notice, and they think, she's getting strange, the age. But it's not the age. It's the loneliness. It's the disuse. It's not practicing being a social person for days and days. And when you have to be, it doesn't come natural. It comes forced, strange. And then the person leaves, and I'm left thinking, I did that wrong. I was strange. And I feel embarrassed. And the next time someone wants to visit, I say no, because it's easier to be alone than to be strange in front of others. And so the circle continues. More loneliness, more strangeness, more isolation. And it's hard to break, very hard, because it requires effort, energy, courage. And at 91, all of that is scarce. So many days I just stay alone in my house, even though I know it's not good, even though I know I'm isolating myself more. But it's easier. And when you're tired, you choose what's easy, even if it hurts you in the long run. And there are specific moments where loneliness hits harder. Sundays. Sundays are horrible because Sundays are for families, for gatherings, for being together. And I'm here, alone, watching how people outside are living, and I feel excluded, forgotten, surplus, like the world continues without me, because it does continue, and me here, alone. Christmas is worse, much worse. All those advertisements of happy families, of gatherings, of laughter, and me here, with dinner for one, or at one of my children's houses, feeling like I'm in the way, because being alone is bad, but being with people and feeling alone is worse. And that happens a lot. You go to Tom's house, there's people, noise, family, but you feel completely alone, invisible, like furniture. And that loneliness hurts more, because you shouldn't feel alone. You're with people, but you do. You feel terribly alone, and you can't say it, because it sounds bad, ungrateful. So you stay quiet, smile, and go back home. And the loneliness of your home is almost better, because at least it's honest. It doesn't pretend to be something else. So that's the truth about loneliness at 91. It's not simple. It's not one thing. It's complex, changing, unpredictable. Sometimes it's peace. Sometimes it's a storm. Sometimes it's freedom. Sometimes it's a prison. And you can't control it. You can just ride it, endure it, survive it. Some days you do it well, other days you barely make it. And it's okay. Or it has to be okay, because there's no other option. And if you live alone, or if you're going to live alone eventually, because we all get there, I want you to know it's not what you think. It's not all sad. But it's not enlightened peace either. It's life, real life, with ups and downs, good days and horrible days. And the only thing you can do is endure the bad ones, enjoy the good ones, and keep going. Because there's no alternative. There's no escape. Just keep going. One more day. And another. And another. And hope that the good days outnumber the bad ones, even though sometimes they don't. Thank you for staying until here, for listening to truths about loneliness that nobody tells. If you know someone living alone and struggling with this, share. Maybe it makes them feel less alone. There's another video up there that might touch you too. Go watch it, and let's keep talking. Take care of yourself, and if you're alone, hold on. The bad days pass, eventually. And write in the comments, some days loneliness crushes me. Not for me, for you. For admitting you're not okay sometimes, and that it's okay to not be okay. See you soon, and remember, or don't. Anyway, just hold on. It's the only thing we can do.